Hello, tubers. How are you doing today? Well, I hope you have a good day. Praying the rosary and getting closer to God because Yahweh is the best way. Today, I wanted to talk about a story in the in the Old Testament, times of the king Nebuchadnezzar. And there were three gentlemen, three Israelites by the name of Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. They went into Babylon. And at that time, King Nebuchadnezzar had made a large golden statue, an idol. And what happened was there would be a song that was played, and if you heard the song, you had to get down on your knees and worship that particular idol. And because the Israelites, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, because they believed in God, our God, God the Creator, right, God the Father, because remember, this is the Old Testament. Jesus hadn't come along just yet. A few more years to go. So they did not. So what happened was when that song would go, would, would when people would hear that song, you'd have to get on the knees. If you didn't get on your knees and worship that idol, there was a consequence, and that consequence was you were grabbed by soldiers and thrown into a fiery furnace, so you would burn to death. So people, hey, they don't want to get burned to death, right? So they went down on their knees and they worshiped the idol, whether they wanted to or not. They were like, hey, yeah, I'll get on my knees, no problem. However, Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego, because they were believers in God and they only worshiped the one and only God, God the Father, they didn't do that and they refused to do that. And then word got out to King Nebuchadnezzar. He got angry and he got a bunch of soldiers, or he got some soldiers to tie him up and to throw him into the fiery furnace. And when they did that, King Nebuchadnezzar was checking them out, and it was like he was happy. He was like, "Ah, good, I'm getting these guys. These guys have, the consequences of not obeying me, and now they're gonna burn to death." However, there was a fourth person that entered the fiery furnace that King Nebuchadnezzar didn't know of, and it's assumed that it was some type of god or our god, or we don't know who it was. Was it a prophet? Was it God the Father? We don't exactly know, but there was a fourth person that got in there, and lo and behold, none of those three burned. None of them burned to death. And King Nebuchadnezzar was like, "Whoa, that's wild!" And he converted. He converted. And when the three came out, he didn't hurt them anymore. And King Nebuchadnezzar converted, and he said to everybody, uh, you know, let's worship that particular God. And because he saw the power of God, God the Father. And so the reason why I'm talking about this particular story is that, currently we have certain not a song, but things that are being uh, told to us, and we're supposed to bow down to them and adhere to whatever the mantra or the our king, like kings like presidents, correct, are saying to us we have to bow down or there's going to be consequence. And most people are bowing down to that because they don't want to have to deal with the consequence of not bowing down. However, if you believe in God and you believe that you're on the right, then maybe you should be like Meshach and Shadrach and Abednego, by not being swayed by the influences of the king or kings. And only time will tell. However, the story is really cool in the fact that um, you have to believe what you need. You need to stick by your guns and believe what you believe in. And those three fellas were willing to be burned to death. They said, "Hey, first they said, we're going to be protected by our God. Our God is going to save us. However, if our God does not save us, we will still not worship your God because if we worship your God, it's going to make our God mad and angry. And we don't want that. We want to be faithful to our God." So the story, it really is representing our current times if you kind of forward it thousands of years. If you believe, so many of us are being swayed by the influences of the current times. And hey, it's very easy to bow down and worship a God because, hey, if you're not going to be, if you're not going to stand firm in your beliefs, then you go ahead and you bow down. However, those three fellows were rewarded for their for their for their being stalwart in their belief in God, and they were rewarded for that. So give that a thought, people. Give that a thought. The minute you start bowing down is the same minute that you're kind of relinquishing what you believe in. And hey, we'll be dead a lot longer than we're alive. Like I say, eternity is a long time. And so think these things over. I'm not trying to influence you in regards to what you should think, what you shouldn't think. However, if you have a conviction inside your heart, you know, to remove that just for a temporary life may be the wrong answer. So go back to the Old Testament and look and go back to the times of Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon, and it's very enlightening. And like they say, history kind of repeats itself, and it's good to go back to understand those current times and apply them to these current times. A lot of times they intermingle, and you learn. And you know, it's better to learn from the past than have to deal with it and learn currently in the future, and you have to suffer for it. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you understood it and actually gonna awaken you in regards to what happened in the past. And if so, hope you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And as always, God bless.